A group of escaped prisoners surrounds a lone black man in an alleyway at night, believing him to be an easy target. They are rugged, desperate, and armed with makeshift weapons. The man stands calmly in the center, his posture relaxed but his eyes sharp, analyzing their movements. As the attackers lunge at him, he moves with lightning-fast precision, disarming one and striking another with a well-placed blow. The scene is intense, with dynamic motion, expressions of shock on the prisoners' faces, and a sense of power radiating from the man. The dark, gritty urban environment adds to the tension, illuminated by flickering streetlights and shadows stretching across the walls. The remaining prisoners hesitate, their confidence shattered as they realize they have underestimated their target. Blood drips from split lips and bruised knuckles, the sharp sting of defeat settling in. The man stands among them, his stance firm, his breathing steady, eyes locked onto the next threat. One attacker grips a knife, knuckles white from the force of his hold. Desperation fuels his charge, a last-ditch attempt to turn the tide. The man moves with practiced ease, sidestepping effortlessly, seizing the attacker's wrist and twisting with controlled force. The crack of bone echoes through the alley as the weapon clatters to the ground. A strangled cry of pain follows. Another prisoner lunges from behind, fists swinging wildly. A swift elbow strike meets his jaw, sending him staggering. His legs give out beneath him, body crumpling to the pavement. The damp air is thick with the scent of sweat and fear. A third man, his chest rising and falling in quick, panicked breaths, takes a cautious step back. His hands shake as he glances between his fallen comrades and the man standing untouched before him. The fight is over before it ever truly began. The dim glow of distant streetlights casts long shadows over the alley, illuminating the fear in the attacker's eyes and the unwavering focus of the man who refused to be their victim. The last conscious prisoner stumbles back, breathing heavily, his hands shaking as he watches his fallen accomplices groaning on the ground. The man steps forward, his expression unreadable, his presence overwhelming. The prisoner's mind races between fight and flight, but his body is frozen in place. Sirens wail in the distance. Growing closer, the man tilts his head slightly, his gaze unwavering, a silent warning that the fight is already over. The prisoner, drenched in sweat, finally drops his weapon and raises his hands in surrender. As the red and blue lights wash over the alley, the man turns away, disappearing into the night, leaving behind only the shattered remains of those who made the mistake of attacking him. The city hums in the background as the man walks down the street, his pace unhurried, his expression calm. Behind him, law enforcement officers secure the defeated prisoners, cuffing their hands and hauling them to their feet. Some groan in pain. Others remain still, their bodies sprawled where they fell. A detective watches the man disappear into the night, his brow furrowed in curiosity and respect. The streetlights cast long shadows, the pavement slick from a recent rain, reflecting the red and blue flashes of police lights. In the distance, the man vanishes into the city, blending into the world as just another passerby, his presence leaving an unspoken mark on those who witnessed what had unfolded. The distant hum of the city fades as the man continues down the empty street, his steps steady and unhurried. The air is thick with the scent of rain, the pavement still damp beneath his boots. Behind him, chaos settles into order as law enforcement officers move in, securing the battered prisoners one by one. Their groans of pain mix with the crackling voices of police radios, orders being given, questions being asked. Some of the officers exchange glances, murmuring about the scene before them. Multiple armed fugitives taken down, without a single shot fired. The detective in charge stands among the wreckage of the failed ambush, his sharp eyes following the fading figure in the distance. There's no need to call out or demand answers. The way the prisoners lay sprawled across the alley, some clutching broken limbs, others too afraid to move, speaks volumes. Whoever that man was, he wasn't an ordinary civilian. There's a quiet efficiency in the damage left behind, a calculated precision in every incapacitated body. One of the officers kneels beside a conscious prisoner, his face still twisted in disbelief. "Who the hell did this to you?" he asks. The prisoner swallows hard, his voice barely above a whisper. "We thought he was just some guy." His breath shudders. But he wasn't. He moved like a ghost. Hit like a damn hammer. His fingers twitch as if recalling the grip that had crushed his wrist, the strikes that had come faster than his eyes could track. "We never had a chance." The detective exhales slowly, his gaze still lingering on the street where the man had vanished. He doesn't need a name. Men like that don't seek recognition. They don't wait around for praise. They do what needs to be done and disappear, leaving only their legend behind. The red and blue lights continue to pulse against the wet pavement, casting reflections that stretch and distort with each ripple in the water. The city moves on, unaware of the storm that had just passed through one of its darkest corners. And somewhere out there, the man who had walked away fades back into the ordinary world, carrying with him the knowledge that tonight, once again, the right people had been left standing. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe and follow for more.